lads, Nadamoor here, and just want to give you a little update. I'm sure if any of you guys who've been following Retro Rec Room or part of it, you got the same email, but unfortunately, Retro Rec Room is no more. I'll get to the email and show you guys what's going on. So based off it says that the main thing that happened is that one of their main distributors is getting out of the market, so they can't get the inventory they need to keep the quality of games up as high as they want to. And so instead of starting to go the way of like Game Treasure and Video Games Monthly, where they send out a lot of the filler titles or less desirable ones, they're deciding to end the service, which I think is a fair thing to do. Like, of the two routes, I prefer they take this one, where they just say we're unfortunately closing at the end of the month, and they're not going to send out less desirable games. So if you sign up in July, since July, you'll get your one box. But for everyone who's been a part of the service, July was your last box you're getting. So it is such a bummer because I finally kind of had a collecting goal. So, and having them send Atlas titles every month would be helpful to get to that. But it makes sense. They can't keep up with demand, and especially when you lose a supplier, then it's like the demand is even harder to keep up. They said they're going to be selling off their full inventory online, so you might be able to find some good deals there if you're interested. But for the most part, it's unfortunate, but it's not all bad news. I mean, if you wanted to, you can take your set budget that you had for Retro Rec Room, like what the box costs, and maybe what you think you'd get for if you think you're going to keep like two of the games. You could maybe average price out, set that aside, and just buy the games you want off Mercari or eBay or local stores or whatever. I'd recommend that personally over switching to Video Games Monthly or Retro Game Treasure, because the quality games will be much higher for your dollar. Yeah, it is sad though, because retro stores all over are kind of closing down. People have said, like, mom and pop shops, even big ones like GameStop is going out of the way. So it just being able to get good physical games to your house is like not easy. It just keeps getting harder, it seems like. I maybe feel like you live in the Washington or Oregon or Seattle or California areas, where retro game is pretty big and they're really heavily populated. You can still find stuff fairly easy. But here in Bozeman, for me in Bozeman at least, with this service gone and with the retro store closing down at the end of August here, I'm going to be really struggling to find consistently good stuff. Me personally, I'll probably take the money I use for Retro Rec Room and set that aside to either buy off eBay or Mercari, like I said, or Double Jump Video Games. I've been watching their videos, and they seem to every day post pictures of what they are putting out on the shelf or putting out on the store floor, and they consistently seem to get, at least recently, they've been getting a lot of Atlas games in from what I've seen. Not a lot, but I can help fill out my collection that way. But that's basically the gist of it, guys. No Retro Rec Room unboxings because the company is unfortunately shutting down. But prefer they shut down than send the garbage that Video Games Monthly do. So yeah, guys, that's the gist of it. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do any more Retro Rec Room unboxings or anything because the service is shutting down. It is so sad because I just put in the request for Atlas games for the collection, and they were feeling that really well, and then it's just those two I got were the only two I was going to get from them, which is how it goes sometimes. It is sad that these retro stores keeps closing down, and it's becoming, especially for me here in Bozeman, a small town, like second largest state or third largest state with like third lowest population. It's really hard for me to find retro stuff here, and the video game store in my town, Bozeman, is going to be closing down in the next month. So with this service gone, with that, I'm having to drive to Billings or Missoula, Montana, which is a 2 to 3 hour drive depending which city I pick, just to be able to hunt for games, and that's just going to be really inconvenient for me. So I'll be unfortunately having to just turn to Mercari or eBay, which are good ways to get games, but you just have to like you always have a higher risk because you don't necessarily know if they work. It's difficult to return if it doesn't. There's possibilities of fakes. There's a lot more than go wrong with eBay and Mercari or Amazon, even any of these sites you can buy them online. And with GameStop, it's not. GameStop's starting to kind of switch into retro stuff, but it's not going to be quick enough to fill this in for me. And even still, it's GameStop. They don't get you the best price. They can't really train their staff to identify every fake. So even if they do sell retro games, there's still going to be the same risks as eBay. But yeah, it's a bummer, but I do respect them that they decided to shut down instead of lowering their quality. I much prefer that option. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.